In this presentation, I want to demystify the crowded world of pre-workout supplements. If you've ever walked down a supplement aisle, you know how many products make wildly different promises. Some are designed to give you a skin-splitting pump, others deliver a bolt of energy, and some promise razor-sharp focus. It can be hard to know which one is right for you. Over the next few minutes, I'll break down why not all pre-workouts are built for the same goal and how to select a formula that aligns with your training needs and lifestyle. We'll look at the major categories of pre-workouts, examine what drives their effects, and talk through the benefits and limitations of each type so you can make an informed choice. Now let's start by defining the three main types of pre-workouts available on the market. There are three broad categories of pre-workouts you'll encounter. The first are pump-only or Stim-Free formulas. These products contain no caffeine or yohimbine and instead focus on ingredients that boost nitric oxide and vascularity. The second category is high-stimulant blends. These are loaded with caffeine and sometimes other stimulants to maximize central nervous system drive. They are designed to wake you up and push you through intense training. The third category is balanced or nootropic formulas, which sit between the extremes. They provide moderate amounts of stimulants along with cognitive enhancers to deliver smooth energy and mental clarity without going overboard. By understanding these categories, you'll be better positioned to match a product to your needs. In the next slide, I'll explain why the type you choose matters. Not all training sessions or athletes have the same needs, which is why pre-workout type matters. The feel of your workout can vary dramatically depending on whether a formula emphasizes a swelling pump, a surge of energy, or a calm mental edge. Your goals also play a huge role. Strength athletes may prioritize focus and neural drive. Hypertrophy enthusiasts often enjoy the sensation of a full pump, and endurance athletes value ingredients that delay fatigue. Lifestyle factors matter as well. Someone who trains in the morning may handle higher doses of caffeine, while evening lifters need to avoid stimulants that will keep them awake. Taking the time to consider how you train, what you're trying to achieve, and when you train will ensure your pre-workout supports rather than undermines your routine. Next, we'll look at the mechanisms that drive pre-workout performance. 4 key mechanisms underpin the performance effects of a pre-workout. First is stimulation. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine receptors in your brain, which increases alertness, reduces perceived effort, and helps you push harder. Second is blood flow. Ingredients like L-citrulline and nitrates increase nitric oxide production, which widens blood vessels and improves nutrient and oxygen delivery to your muscles. Third, endurance. Beta-alanine raises muscle carnosine levels, which buffers the acidic byproducts of intense exercise and delays fatigue. Creatine plays a similar role by replenishing ATP stores. Fourth, cognition. Compounds such as tyrosine, L-theanine, and alpha-GPC support the production of neurotransmitters involved in focus and reaction time. These 4 pillars work together to influence how you feel and perform in the gym. With this foundation in mind, let's explore the first category in detail: stimulant-free pump formulas. Pump-only pre-workouts are exactly what they sound like: stimulant-free products designed solely to maximize blood flow and muscle fullness. They contain zero caffeine, yohimbine, or synephrine, so you won't feel a surge of energy. Instead, they rely on ingredients that boost nitric oxide to dilate your blood vessels and increase circulation. Because these formulas contain no stimulants, they often need higher doses of ingredients like citrulline and nitrates to be effective. That means the serving size is usually larger, and you may need multiple scoops to hit research-supported levels. The payoff is a deep vascular pump and improved endurance without the jittery feelings some people experience from caffeine. Up next, we'll take a closer look at the key ingredients that power these pump-only pre-workouts. The backbone of any pump-only formula is L-citrulline, typically dosed at 6 to 8 grams per serving. Citrulline converts to arginine in your body and drives nitric oxide synthesis, widening blood vessels and enhancing the pump. Nitrate salts, often derived from beetroot or spinach extracts, provide a second pathway to boost nitric oxide and can improve high-power sprint performance. You may also see ingredients like agmatine sulfate, which inhibits the enzymes that break down nitric oxide, and glycerol powders that draw water into the muscles for a volumizing effect. When combined in adequate amounts, these compounds can create a pronounced feeling of fullness during your workout. Understanding what's under the hood of a pump formula makes it easier to assess whether a product will deliver. In the next slide, we'll talk about the benefits of going stimulant-free. Choosing a pump-only formula offers several advantages. First, enhanced circulation. By increasing nitric oxide production, these supplements dilate your blood vessels and deliver more oxygen and nutrients to working muscles. That can support higher training volumes and a stronger mind-muscle connection. Second, improved endurance. Dietary nitrates have been shown to reduce the oxygen cost of exercise and may enhance sprint performance. Third, there is no crash. Without stimulants, you won't experience jitters, anxiety, or a sudden drop in energy after your workout. This makes pump-only products ideal for athletes who are sensitive to caffeine or who train late in the day. After exploring the upsides, it's also important to consider the limitations, which we'll cover next. Despite their benefits, pump-only formulas have some drawbacks. Because there is no caffeine or other stimulants, you won't get that immediate surge of motivation or wakefulness that many lifters enjoy. In order to achieve clinical doses of key ingredients like L-citrulline or nitrates, you often need to take larger servings or multiple scoops, which can be inconvenient or costly. And without added nootropics, your mental sharpness and motivation depend entirely on your baseline focus. If you're looking for a pre-workout that makes you feel alert and mentally dialed in, a pump-only product may not fully deliver. In the next slide, I'll talk about the scenarios where stimulant-free formulas make the most sense. Pump-only pre-workouts are best suited to specific situations. If you train in the evening and don't want to disrupt your sleep, a Stim-Free formula allows you to enjoy enhanced blood flow without the long half-life of caffeine keeping you awake. They're also an excellent choice for people who are sensitive to stimulants and experience jitters or anxiety with even modest doses. Finally, athletes who are cycling off stimulants to resensitize their receptors can use a pump-only product during that period to maintain training intensity while giving their nervous system a break. Having covered stimulant-free options, let's move on to the other end of the spectrum. High-stimulant pre-workouts. High-stimulant pre-workouts are designed to flood your system with energy and motivation. They typically contain very high doses of caffeine, often 300 to 400 milligrams or more per serving, which translates to roughly 5 to 9 milligrams per kilogram of body weight for some users. Many of these formulas also include additional stimulants like yohimbine, synephrine, or proprietary blends that aim to amplify central nervous system drive. The intent is to maximize alertness, reduce perceived effort, and push you through grueling sets. These products are not for the faint of heart and should be approached cautiously, especially if you aren't accustomed to high stimulant intake. We'll next take a closer look at the stimulant ingredients themselves and the risks they carry. When you examine a high-stim pre-workout label, you'll often see a mix of stimulants. Caffeine is the primary driver of energy and performance, but many products stack it with compounds like yohimbine, a potent alpha-2 receptor antagonist that raises adrenaline, or synephrine, which mimics adrenaline and can increase heart rate. Some formulas also include ingredients like the acrin or arenigerensis to prolong or intensify the stimulatory effect. While these compounds can amplify motivation and endurance, they also increase the risk of side effects such as elevated heart rate, blood pressure spikes, anxious feelings, and gastrointestinal upset. Knowing what each stimulant does and how your body responds is crucial before choosing a high-stim product. In the next slide, I'll highlight the benefits these formulas can offer when used appropriately. At the right dose and for the right athlete, high-stimulant pre-workouts can deliver powerful benefits. High caffeine intake markedly increases energy and alertness by blocking adenosine and increasing dopamine. Research shows doses around 3 to 6 milligrams per kilogram of body weight can prolong time to exhaustion and improve endurance by 2 to 4%. The mood-elevating properties of caffeine and other stimulants also enhance motivation, making hard sets feel more achievable. With an elevated central drive, many users experience sharper focus, faster reaction times, and improved force production during heavy lifts. These benefits are most pronounced in individuals with a higher tolerance who need an extra edge for intense training sessions. After looking at the upside, it's important to recognize the potential downsides of using high-stim blends, which we'll explore next. The intense rush of a high-stim pre-workout comes with several trade-offs. High doses of caffeine and other stimulants can cause jitters, anxiety, and gastrointestinal discomfort, especially if you aren't used to them. Over time, frequent use can desensitize receptors, leading to tolerance. As a result, you may need increasing amounts to feel the same effect and experience energy crashes as the stimulants wear off. Ingredients like yohimbine and synephrine raise heart rate and blood pressure. Another consideration is sleep. Caffeine has a half-life of 3 to 6 hours, meaning a late-day scoop can compromise your sleep. Because of these downsides, it's crucial to understand your limits and choose high-stim products judiciously. Next, we'll discuss who might benefit from using them despite these risks. High-stimulant formulas are best reserved for experienced lifters who already have a high tolerance to caffeine and know how their body responds. They can be particularly useful for early morning sessions when you need a wake-up jolt or for days when you're attempting personal records and want maximal central drive. Competitive athletes who perform short, explosive events may also benefit from the acute boost. However, those who are sensitive to caffeine, have cardiovascular concerns, or train later in the day should steer clear. Now let's explore the middle ground, balanced formulas that combine moderate stimulants with cognitive enhancers. Balanced or nootropic pre-workouts aim to offer the best of both worlds. They typically provide moderate amounts of caffeine, around 150 to 250 milligrams per serving, enough to give you a lift without overwhelming your system. To support mental clarity, they include cognitive enhancers like L-tyrosine, which helps produce dopamine and noradrenaline, L-theanine, which smooths out caffeine's effects, and alpha-GPC, a choline source that supports acetylcholine production for neuromuscular function. These products also feature moderate doses of pump ingredients like citrulline. The goal is to deliver a smooth, sustained energy curve, sharpened focus, and a moderate pump, making them well suited for a wide range of workouts. We'll delve deeper into the specific nootropics and their effects next. The nootropic components of a balanced pre-workout do more than simply wake you up. Tyrosine acts as a precursor to dopamine and noradrenaline, helping to maintain cognitive function under stress. L-theanine, an amino acid found in tea, promotes a state of relaxed alertness, and when paired with caffeine, can improve focus and reaction time while reducing jitteriness. Alpha-GPC delivers choline, which your body uses to produce acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter vital for memory and neuromuscular signaling. Other ingredients like huperzine A may inhibit the breakdown of acetylcholine, extending its effects. When dosed appropriately, these nootropics work together to create a calm yet focused mental state. With that understanding, let's examine the benefits of balanced formulas. Balanced or nootropic formulas are appealing because they offer smooth, controlled energy without overwhelming your nervous system. A moderate dose of caffeine increases alertness, but when combined with L-theanine and tyrosine, the energy curve is more gradual and less likely to cause jitters or a crash. Users often report improved mental clarity and reaction time, which can translate into better technique and rep quality. The inclusion of 4 to 6 grams of citrulline delivers a solid pump without requiring multiple scoops. By tempering caffeine's sharp peak and decline, nootropics help maintain motivation throughout your session. These features make balanced products versatile and accessible. Still, there are limitations to consider, which we'll cover next. The trade-off for a more nuanced energy curve is that balanced formulas may not satisfy athletes seeking a heavy rush. The moderate amounts of caffeine and citrulline mean the stimulation and pump are not as intense as high-stim or pump-only products. These formulas also tend to be more expensive because they include a wider array of ingredients, many of which are premium nootropics. If you're on a tight budget or desire the maximal pump of 8 grams of citrulline, a balanced option might fall short. However, for most lifters, the benefits often outweigh the compromises. Up next, we'll discuss who stands to gain the most from choosing a balanced pre-workout. Balanced pre-workouts are well suited for most recreational and competitive lifters. If you train midday or in the afternoon, they provide enough caffeine to boost energy and focus without interfering with your sleep later on. They're ideal for those who want cognitive sharpness and a moderate pump, while avoiding the extreme highs and lows of high-stimulant products. Individuals who combine training with cognitively demanding work, such as students or professionals, may find the added mental clarity particularly useful. By offering a middle ground between pump-only and high-stim products, balanced formulas can become a reliable daily driver. Next, we'll see how these three categories stack up when compared side by side. When you compare pump-only, high-stim, and balanced pre-workouts side by side, the differences become clear. Pump-only formulas score highest for vascularity and endurance, but offer no immediate energy or mental boost. High-stim blends deliver the strongest surge of energy and motivation, but they carry risks of jitters, crashes, and sleep disruption. Balanced formulas strike a compromise, providing moderate stimulation, cognitive support, and a respectable pump. The right choice depends on your priorities. Do you value a skin-splitting pump, a rush of energy, or steady focus and endurance? Understanding how each category performs across stimulation, pump, endurance, and cognition helps you choose wisely. Armed with that comparison, let's move on to practical steps for selecting the best pre-workout for you. Selecting a pre-workout doesn't have to be complicated if you follow a few key guidelines. First, assess your training schedule. Morning lifters may benefit from more caffeine, while evening sessions call for Stim-Free or balanced options. Second, know your tolerance. Start with low to moderate stimulants and increase cautiously based on how you feel. Third, define your goal. Are you chasing a massive pump, looking for explosive power, aiming to extend endurance, or wanting to sharpen focus. Choose ingredients accordingly. Finally, read the label carefully. Look for products that disclose exact doses and avoid proprietary blends that hide stimulant amounts. Taking these steps ensures your supplement complements rather than undermines your training. In the next slide, we'll recap the main points. To summarize, there is no one-size-fits-all pre-workout. Pump-only formulas deliver enhanced vascularity and endurance without stimulants, making them ideal for evening lifters or anyone sensitive to caffeine. High-stim blends provide maximal energy and motivation, but come with the risk of jitters, tolerance, and potential cardiovascular stress. Balanced or nootropic products offer a middle ground, supplying moderate energy, mental clarity, and a solid pump for most lifters. Knowing these distinctions allows you to match your supplement to your goals, tolerance, and lifestyle. The takeaway is simple. Use science to guide your choice, rather than marketing hype. We'll finish with a reminder to stay curious and seek evidence-based information. Ultimately, the best pre-workout is the one that aligns with your training style and needs. Instead of chasing trends, focus on how ingredients, doses, and timing affect your performance and recovery. Continue to educate yourself about effective supplements, listen to your body, and adjust your intake accordingly. If you found this breakdown helpful, I encourage you to stay engaged with evidence-based fitness content. Share this information with training partners and consider subscribing for more science-backed discussions. Now that you understand how to choose a pre-workout, you can make informed decisions that enhance your training rather than hinder it.